Hello YouTube, this is Haunting Studios, and my apologies for being super late to the party for this video, but I did go to Disney last week. It was a super fun trip, and a video should be coming up soon with a compilation of a bunch of the animatronics that I saw on my trip. But otherwise, while I was gone, Spirit Halloween decided to reveal Wave 1 of their new animatronic lineup, and listen to this line we've got here. We've got the Ringmaster, Nibbles the Clown, Bobby Strings, Cotton Candy Dan, Barnaby the Bear, Art the Clown, Ghostface, Michael Myers, Emily and Victor from Corpse Bride, Cerberus is returning, Switching Banshee is returning, Creepy Towering Clown, Grimsley the Great is returning, Gravestone Ghoul, Night Terror, Wanda Webworth, Giant Death Ray, that one I'm personally excited for, that sounds awesome. The Cremator, that's another one that sounds awesome to me. Max Straw, Dark Princess, and Demonic Gatekeeper. Now let's start this off with the first of these animatronics that we've actually seen in full, and I can do a full tell you my opinion on it. But Art the Clown looks awesome. This is amazing right here. It's retailing for $200. The Party City one is $250, which the Party City one, while he does have blood all over him, this one is a little cheaper, and I kind of like the face sculpt on this one a tad better, but oh well, you can pick which one's your favorite. But they both have interchangeable glasses, and this one actually has a waving hand, and instead of the hacksaw, he has a horn, which it's really, again, up to you. Which one do you want better? Do you want your art with a hacksaw, or do you want your art with a horn? But oh well, I'm a huge fan of this guy. He's, again, $200. That's a great price for a licensed prop. His movement is actually very fluid. I love how realistic the head turn and the body turn look together, programmed together, and also with the hand wave. I think that movement is very well executed. Kind of reminds me of Pale Girl's Wave. This is being manufactured by YJ, which Spirit, please use YJ more for your licenses. They always look good. I mean, the Party Time licenses, Slim, those produced models, they did not look very good. This looks amazing. I really have lots of hope for this guy, especially for $200. He's going to sell out, so if you want this one, definitely have your eyes on him. But anyways, final point, I love this guy. He's pretty cool, and I'm probably going to be getting him for my collection. Now, to start at the top of the list, we have the Ringmaster. And we did actually get a kind of glimpse of this guy in the teaser that Spirit Halloween released a couple days after these names got revealed. And we see he's gonna have like a red styled like outfit, like a Ringmaster type coat with a gold staff with a skull on the end of it. I think that's gonna look really cool. But we don't have a look at his face yet. I'm not sure if he's gonna be clown. Part of me hopes that he's like some type of like skeleton ringmaster or pumpkin ringmaster. I think that might be pretty cool, but I don't know. He's probably gonna be a clown, but you never know, honestly. Spirit always likes to throw curveballs. But I can't really give too much of a deep opinion on this guy until we see more of him. But we do hear what I assume is a part of his voice saying, "Welcome to the Carnival" in the teaser. So his voice definitely sounds amazing, and I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of his phrases. That's a very promising character. Now, next up is Nibbles the Clown. We don't really have too much info on this guy just yet. I am showing on screen what we presume is Nibbles the Clown, just taking from the fact that he has a nibble taking out of the lollipop and he has very sharp teeth. But in terms of clown looks wise, I like this guy. I think he looks pretty cool. You can actually see there's a bell hanging down, so I'm assuming this guy's gonna have like a jester hat. I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy does, what his whole deal is. Well, each clown has his own little gag, so looking forward to see what this guy's is. Hopefully he's not just one of those clowns that stands there and talks and it's really boring and is just extremely generic. Next up is Bobby Strings. No real photos of this guy to my knowledge just yet, but this name sounds pretty promising to me. It sounds like it's going to be some type of like puppet marionette type prop with strings hanging down. I'm assuming that's what it is. That'd be really cool, and I'm excited to see how Spirit executes this one. Hopefully they do not mess up this concept because it's a pretty neat one. I don't think we've really ever seen a puppet animatronic besides, now that I think of it, Little Daisy and the Maestro is probably the most similar thing we've seen to that. But hopefully they execute this well. The next animatronic that I want to talk about is Cotton Candy Dan. Now, what we've led from the teaser and stuff, what it has led us to think is that this animatronic, you can see that is stirring this cotton candy, that the clown head pops out of the cotton candy. We actually think that this is Cotton Candy Dan. And if that is the case, I am actually a pretty big fan of this guy. That's actually a pretty neat concept, the head popping out of the cotton candy. I'm assuming this clown's gonna be headless, so you're gonna be like, where's his head gone? And then a head pops out of the cotton candy. Or maybe it's just the clown's friend, and the clown's just helping him out, getting out of the cotton candy. But all things aside, I think this is an awesome animatronic, and definitely going to be looking forward to seeing what this one's final price and its whole deal is in the end. But with what the info we know of, he is pretty cool. Next up, the next animatronic I want to talk about is Barnaby the Bear. Now, this is super awesome. Whenever I first heard this name, I thought it was going to be some type of like animatronic bear, like animatronic, maybe sort of like a parody character of Billy Bob from Showbiz Pizza Place or something like that. But no, it actually was the more likely option of the two. I was hoping it would be the bear, the animatronic bear for my theme, which is an arcade pizza place, but it did turn out to be a circus bear, which is just as good. I'm very glad to be seeing more circus animals / sideshow act type props. That's super awesome. And we see from the video that he actually rolls on the ball, like he's balancing on it, which is pretty neat. I hope that they don't mess up how the bear looks. Hopefully he doesn't look too cheap, but I do have hopes for him, and hopefully he will turn out awesome. Now, the next animatronic I want to talk about is Ghostface. Ghostface, I'm super happy we're going to be seeing another new modern licensed animatronic of him. The one we did see in 2021 was absolutely terrible. The build on Hauntress did not fit Ghostface whatsoever. He looked so small in person, he looked too cheap in person. Heck, I think if I remember correctly, his knife was actually just zip tied to the glove of the animatronic. It looked really bad. But hopefully this will redeem him. Hopefully this will look really good. Maybe Spirit has learned from their mistakes, but they also could throw a big flop right back at us. But we haven't seen anything of this new Ghostface though. So it is all up to our imaginations and to the time itself and Spirit to reveal it. So hopefully this guy turns out good. Next up, we have Michael Myers. We are seeing yet another Michael Myers animatronic. And from the teaser that was released a couple days after these names were released, from the little glimpse of him we did see, it appears that he's most likely going to be based off of the Halloween 2 interpretation of Michael Myers, to the fact he has bullet holes in him. That's a really neat detail that no other Michael Myers animatronic has actually featured before, which has me hoping that maybe this is probably the best modern Michael Myers animatronic that we've seen. Hopefully this will top the techie one that we saw at Party City a couple years back. That one was really cool and I own it myself. But definitely would love to see a Michael Myers that actually plays the theme song from the film, or something similar to that. That isn't the cheap, Jemmy 2020 Michael Myers sound. That was just absolutely terrible. Even Bloody Ghost Trick or Treater made a more Michael Myers sounding theme than the one that Jemmy came up with. That one just sounded terrible. But I have hope this guy's gonna be good. Hopefully, Spirit does not throw another flop at us. Now, next up is Emily and Victor from the Corpse Bride movie series. I myself have never really watched this movie, and I'm not too familiar with the characters, but I do know there's a huge community of people who have watched the movie and who are huge dedicated fans to this film, who are definitely so hyped to finally see animatronics of Emily and Victor from the film. So if you are one of those people, I am super glad to see one of your favorite characters being made into a prop. That's awesome. Hopefully they turn out being good. From the little teasers that we did see of them, they do actually look pretty good, pretty detailed, pretty true to the characters. So hopefully their faces actually look like that, because their bodies sure do as well. But other than that, not really too much else to say about these guys. They are pretty awesome. Now, Cerberus. I have heard a lot of people complaining that he's actually returning. They're like, oh, why is he returning another time? Cerberus does not need to come back. Oh, he sucks. We should have returned another prop. This is a waste of a return. No, because listen to what they're doing. He's actually not returning just for this year. He's back for good. He's like Man's possessed friend. He's like Jumping Spider. He is one of Spirit's budget props. Because listen to this new price of his. $130. Yes, according to my sources, this guy will be retailing for $130, which is super awesome. I'm glad to see that he is getting this price decrease, especially since he's literally just half of a dog. That makes it a little bit better. And he's going to be returning, hopefully forever, according to what I'm going off of. So that is really awesome. If that is the case, that would be terrific. Now, next up, we have the Twitching Banshee. This animatronic I'm super happy to see returning. She's a super scary animatronic. She's always been one of the animatronics that's always kind of been uncannily scary to me. I don't know why. Her and Creepy Rising, the original model of the Creepy Rising doll, always kind of gave that kind of effect to me. But I'm super glad to see her back. Hopefully Spirit does not really mess up her uncanny sculpt like they did the Creepy Rising doll, but we will see. Hopefully it's just a reorder and it's that same old sculpt, because she's actually returned quite recently at other retailers in like 2020, 2021, I believe, at like Costco, I believe. So hopefully she does turn out good, but we'll just have to wait and see. The last return we got confirmed was Creepy Towering Clown. Mr. Grimsley the Great is returning. I'm super happy to see him finally return. This is a clown that kick-started really the whole clown craze as we know it. He was the first really big clown before Crouchy, before Cackles, before all that. He caused all of that. So I'm super happy to see him returning for future fans to be able to buy, and I'm just super happy to see him back. Hopefully Spirit does not mess him up and he will look bad. But clowning around again, he returned this year, and Demonica returned recently, and they both look phenomenal. So hopefully Spirit just has finally got messing up returning props out of their system. Now, next up, we're getting into some of the more like new animatronics. We have Gravestone Ghoul. This name, from what we've seen of him, I really still don't really know what to expect. He just seems like your generic cemetery prop, which can be good and bad depending on what he does. But he does have a big crack through the tombstone. Maybe this possibly like splits the tombstone, but I don't know. Time will tell. We really are just gonna have to really wait and see on this one. Night Terror. This guy sounds pretty awesome. Now, hopefully we're going to see some type of like big shadow type figure, maybe similar to the boogeyman we saw from Home Depot last year, but maybe a little scarier, maybe a little less Slenderman, Bagul-like, maybe something a little more original. I would totally be down to see that. Hopefully after seeing stuff like Deathstalker last year, I do have hopes that Spirit can do some pretty cool original characters. So definitely looking forward to Night Terror. Now next up we have Wanda Webworth. Now this animatronic, I'm expecting it to probably be maybe some type of like freak show spider lady type animatronic. We don't have any photos or videos of it just yet, so we really have no clue what to expect of her. But hopefully she's something promising and not some cheap looking mess. This next guy is probably the one I'm the most excited about any of the ones on this list. This is the giant Death Ray. Just name aside, this is probably going to be like some giant sci-fi alien zapper ray. This really sounds awesome. Hopefully Spirit cannot mess this up, but if they don't mess it up and it turns out being exactly what I expect it to be, expect it to go directly into my collection, because this is a must-have for me and anyone who does a sci-fi theme. Now, the next animatronic we have is the Cremator. Now, I'm assuming that this animatronic is the animatronic I have on the screen, which is the skeleton that's holding the skull, has a fire and ice light in the skull that's shining up on it. I'm really not quite sure how this animatronic is going to be. Name-wise, this sounds awesome, but seeing what it actually is going to be, I'm not too excited about it. It does look kind of cheap, but we will see what he looks like in the end. Next up, we have Mac Straw. This is supposedly this scarecrow that is hanging on this post, kind of similar to the 12-foot witch from Home Depot. This is actually a pretty neat guy. I'm really looking forward to what he's going to be. It seems like he has like a split face, so like half it's like an evil, half it's like a happy face. Pretty neat design. Hopefully, animation-wise, this guy's cool. And even if he's a static, this is a pretty neat pose for a scarecrow, and I'm pretty happy with him. He's pretty cool. Lastly, we have two animatronics we have no photos and videos of, but here are just the names of them. We have the Dark Princess. I really have no clue what this animatronic is going to be. Hopefully, I'm expecting maybe some type of like medieval princess, but not really quite sure. I mean, that name leaves a lot to be expected. And then there's also Demonic Gatekeeper. That really could be anything. That's a very vague name, but that could also be something very cool. So definitely looking forward to what these two entail, and hopefully they are pretty awesome. Now that is it for what Spirit revealed to us in Wave 1. Hopefully there's some more that they have up their sleeves. I expect they do have more, they usually always do. But anyways, I want to hear what you guys think of these animatronics in the comments down below. Again, I apologize for the severe delay. I was on vacation last week, but I am back and I will be making update videos on everything to keep you guys up to date. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an upload. And that'll be it. I am Haunting Studios, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy haunting.